In today's video, we'll be going over a very prominent developer giving us an idea of when the PlayStation 5 reveal is gonna be. Actually, he gave us some pretty specific information, and he also gave us some insight as far as how Sony is going about this. This is coming directly from David Jaffe, someone that has direct ties to PlayStation. He's worked on titles such as Drawn to Death, the PS4 exclusive, Twisted Metal, God of War, Calling All Cars, and right now, he is working on something new, but we'll talk about his tweet. Also, Nioh 2 is making some incredible progress ahead of its release on March 13th. I want to give you guys the rundown of that title because as I'm talking about a lot of these games coming in early 2020, there are some games that are escaping my radar a little bit, and a lot of you guys have called me out on it, but Nioh 2 is definitely one of those games, and I'll give you guys the rundown on that. And also, a game that's coming out very soon and I am personally very excited for, Pillars of Eternity 2 makes the transition to the PlayStation 4. With the Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire Ultimate Edition, that's gonna be a great title to check out, and I'll talk that at the end of this video. But first up, David Jaffe over on Twitter noted in a response, saying pretty bluntly, PlayStation 5 reveal is less than 4 weeks away. Sony knows hardcore gamers are hanging on every scrap of info, and know that just because Microsoft dominates the conversation at the moment, that's an easy thing to change when they are ready to reveal, assuming the reveal is good. So a lot of different nuggets of information there, specifically, probably most importantly, the fact that the PS5 reveal is less than 4 weeks away, and that's good to know. I think that goes in line with just about everyone's prediction of sometime in February, especially with this PlayStation event that's running right now, and hey, it is running for just about 4 weeks, so that 4-week window coincides exactly with this PlayStation anniversary event, or whatever they're calling it, which is also going on for a 4-week window, something to just note. And obviously, hardcore gamers right now, I don't really think you need to get hardcore gamers that excited about a PlayStation console. PlayStation has that legacy, that history, that exclusive library already built up, where the hardcores are gonna buy the console regardless, as long as the exclusive lineup is there, and I do think Sony has it down packed that they're gonna have a quality exclusive lineup at launch. And also, the idea of Microsoft dominating the conversation, now this is primarily a PlayStation channel, but even objectively looking at it, I don't really think Microsoft is dominating the conversation. I think they could. I think they obviously have the fact that they've shown off the console. We know about games like Hellblade 2 and Halo Infinite, so we know some games that are gonna be on the Xbox Series X, but it's not like everybody is talking about the console. Hell, let me go back to my favorite statistic, the fact that the PlayStation 5, a freaking logo reveal, was the most liked gaming image on Instagram ever, with north of 5 million likes. That beats any Xbox related post, and the previous most liked post was actually in regards to the most popular game in the world in Fortnite, and them having an Avengers crossover, and that only had like 2.7 million likes. Comparatively speaking to north of 5 million, you're talking about double for the PS5 logo reveal. It's pretty crazy. Whenever Sony does even the slightest of reveals, people get talking in big ways, and again, we're talking about a logo reveal. Imagine what's gonna happen when they actually do their full-on reveal. Imagine if they announce backwards compatibility. Imagine if they announce a major exclusive. Imagine when they show off the console. These are a lot of things Sony's got in their back pocket, and whenever each of these elements are announced, or God forbid that they're all announced at the same venue and same event, the narrative is going to change very quickly, and I easily expect Sony to take over the discussion points, but it's gonna be something that swings over and over again. Look, if Sony's not at E3, and it doesn't look like they will be, actually they confirmed it, Microsoft is gonna have that as a venue to roll out all of their information, and if they roll out a lot of compelling stuff, they're gonna be in the news and they're gonna dominate the narrative. If Sony comes out and they announce a bunch of exclusives and a quality price point, they're gonna dominate the narrative. It really comes out to who announces the more compelling information, and right now, Microsoft is worrying me a little bit with the idea that they're going with no exclusives. All the games are gonna be on Xbox One and PC. Obviously, we knew about the PC releases, but I think it's a really bad idea to bring all of their games to X1 and Xbox Series X, because that's gonna make it a little bit hard for gamers to differentiate, hey, why am I getting an Xbox Series Series X? Why don't I just stick with my Xbox One that I have? And then I think they directly are going to push a lot of gamers to getting a PS5, because the idea could be you're an Xbox One gamer this entire generation. Well, you can still play Halo Infinite, that's going to be on the X1, but if you go and buy a PS5, you can play all of those PS4 games you missed out on, and you can play all of the PlayStation 5 games that are going to inherently be exclusives, and that's going to make the PlayStation 4 exclusive consumer also wanting to buy a PS5, because all of their games are going to carry over, and they're going to have all of these new PlayStation 5 games to play. Whereas right now, the indication seems like Microsoft isn't going to have that. Still a lot to digest and still a lot of uncertainty. But as far as David Jaffe is concerned, and he has a lot of ties to people at PlayStation, PS5 reveal is less than 4 weeks away. And again, that coincides directly with that window for this PlayStation event that's going on right now. So that makes a lot of sense. Could be a pretty cool way to cap off the event. Alright, moving on from that, I've been talking a lot about how early 2020 is absolutely stacked for major game releases, and yeah, I've been reiterating the same games, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Last of Us Part 2, but there are a lot of other games rounding out the lineup. But another major game, Nioh 2, a message from producer and director Fumihiko Yasuda to everyone who is waiting for Nioh 2 to be released on March 13th. From today to the release date, we will deliver new information on Nioh 2 every week. That's a statement that was churned through a Google Translate, so sorry if the grammatically wasn't absolutely perfect. You guys get the idea. Nioh 2 is nearing completion at this point. And this is a game that I think could be really good. Nioh released back in 2017, and obviously it saw a lot of direct resemblances to the Souls games, being a challenging action RPG, but it offered a lot of quality elements in its own right. It offered a narrative that was a little bit more in your face. Was it the most compelling narrative in the world? Not necessarily, but I did think it was a high quality title. Gameplay was great, and of course it was incredibly challenging. Nioh 1 was offered as a PlayStation Plus freebie recently as well, so I'm sure a lot of you guys got to check it out for the first time that way, and there was a beta as well. And it notes, Nioh 2, defy your own mortality and unleash your inner darkness across the violent feudal land of Sengoku-era Japan and the deadly Dark Realm in a savage action RPG sequel. Survive a brutal blend of Japanese myth, legend, and history. Master the lethal arts of the samurai as a mysterious, half-human, half-supernatural yokai warrior in this challenging action RPG sequel. Explore violent Sengoku-era Japan and the deadly Dark Realm, both plagued with grotesque, merciless demons. Unsheath your deadly weapons and cut down all enemies in your path using a revamped combat system and the ability to transform into a full yokai to unleash devastating paranormal powers. Game's key features note, sharpen your skills, prepare for the fight of your life with revamped mechanics that build on the fan favorite elements of Nioh, requiring your full concentration and skill. Choose your method of combat, follow the way of the samurai with traditional weapons including swords and hatchets, or fill your gauge to wield mighty yokai abilities and destroy monstrous foes via a variety of mighty attacks. Improve your weapons with the yokai shift. Filling your gauge doesn't give you just access to powerful yokai form, but it also allows you to increase the stats of various weapons and add extra buffs, such as staggering foes and grappling downed enemies. Help and get help from other players. Call upon the specters left behind the other Nioh 2 players to aid you in combat. Their spirits will assist you in the end of the current level or until they're defeated. Again, Nioh 2 will be dropping on March 13th. And lastly, I do want to know, Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire Ultimate Edition is coming to the PlayStation 4. Very much excited for this. I know some of you guys aren't completely on board with Pillars of Eternity 2, given the fact that the game in general is more associated with PC gaming. However, it is coming to the PlayStation 4 later this month, specifically on January 28th, and it's coming in the form of the Ultimate Edition with a lot of extra content. Now, it is coming at a $59.99 price point, so it is quite hefty, and there was a brand new trailer released today. This is going to feature a lot of stuff, including an enormous open world with a massive cast of characters and a story you can play your way. Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire Ultimate Edition redefines the RPG experience for a new generation. You can play in either turn-based mode or classic real-time with pause. Immerse yourself in a deeper single-player RPG game experience now with both classic real-time with pause and new turn-based combat. Deadfire builds on the foundation of classic tabletop gameplay more than ever before. A massive adventure, over 100 hours of gameplay per playthrough. Play however you want, detailed character creator, and over 1,000 class permutations gives you the freedom to be whoever you want. And also, lets the game be incredibly replayable. Gather your party, build your party, and customize your companions to join you on your quest. Assign multiple classes and deeper abilities for each. Witness their personal relationships, reactions to player choice, and interactions with each other unfold. A Beast of the Winter DLC is also included. The Forgotten Sanctum DLC is included, and the Seeker, Slayer, and Survivor DLC is included. So again, while that $59.99 price point is a little bit hefty, you do get a lot of additional stuff, and the content in the game is going to be ridiculously packed in a game that'll keep you busy for a very, very long time. I really dug Pillars of Eternity 1. I thought it made a quality transition to the PlayStation 4 and the DualShock 4 controls, and I think Pillars of Eternity 2, with more voice acting and more elements like that, yes, it's still a PC-centric old-school RPG, but I do think it's a game that a lot of people are going to enjoy, and it is due out January 28th. So that's going to conclude this video. Again, David Jaffe is noting that PS5 Reveal is less than 4 weeks away, and Sony knows hardcore gamers are hanging on to every scrap of info, and while Microsoft is dominating the conversation right now, not necessarily sure if I even agree with that. Sony can change the narrative at any point if they just drop some information. Nioh 2, that is making a lot of progress, and that'll be dropping March 13th. Pillars of Eternity 2, on the other hand, a little bit sooner, on January 28th. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.